An Irishman has cycled from his hometown in Ireland to Myanmar to raise money for ethnic Karen refugees. Hugh Bergin cycled for 8 months through 19 countries, passing through Europe, Central Asia, the Himalayan foothills, Pakistan and India, before arriving in Myanmar's Karen state. DVB's Helen Regan caught up with him in Yangon after he completed his epic cycle.
Cycling his bike across 15,000 kilometres of the highest and driest places on Earth, Hugh Bergin arrived in Yangon after 8 months on the road.
So the route that I took, basically through Europe, across Europe, through Northern Europe, then through Central Asia, the old Soviet republics, and as far as China. So I got into Western China, and from China then took a right-hand turn over the mountains, the Himalayan mountains, into Pakistan, down through Pakistan into India, across India in an easterly direction, and to the border with Burma.
So why did you decide on Burma, and why Karen refugees?
Yeah, I had a long-term interest in Burma. The fact that it's been, I suppose, cut off or sheltered for so long, inaccessible, a difficult country to visit, to get information about. I had these romantic ideas about the country and was always curious about what it would be like to visit Burma. Learned a little bit more about the country and the ethnic minorities and the repression that has taken place over the last few decades with the ethnic minorities. Got more interested in the situation here and thought I'd like to do something about visiting here. And so I decided to cycle here.
You were going through countries that were really, really hot. Tell me about how you prepared and how you coped with the heat while you were cycling.
It got to be very hot. Well, the first real heat I encountered was in the country of Azerbaijan. And that doesn't get much rain at all. So that was my real testing, my first test really of the heat. And that was a bit of an eye-opener for me. I realized, okay, Hugh, okay, now it's getting serious. But that was just preparation, because the serious desert came shortly after that. From the coast in Kazakhstan, a city called Aktau, which is an isolated city, not joined by a road to the rest of the country of Kazakhstan. I had to cross the Kazalkum Desert, which took about 7 or 8 days on bicycle through sand. There was tracks there for some of the truck traffic that would have passed, but no habitation. There was no water to support people living there. So that probably was the most physically challenging part of the journey, that 7 or 8 days through the desert.
What about some of the happy times? And what was the locals' reaction to you cycling through?
Usually, to tell you the truth, the normal reaction was one of complete bafflement. This middle-aged white man from Europe, Irish guy, on a bicycle with all his equipment and his tent and his cooking gear, cycling in their part of the world. They don't see many tourists, if any, and certainly none on a bicycle. What's this about? It was very difficult for people to sort of understand. But I have to say, without fail, and I really can't think of an exception to this, without fail, I was met with total friendliness and welcome all across my journey, particularly once I got outside of Europe, into Georgia, Azerbaijan, and then into Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, the rest of the stands, Tajikistan. It was just welcome, and then of course into Pakistan and India as well. The general reaction would be smiling and welcoming and asking me questions, even if we didn't share a language. It'd be total curiosity, and it made me feel very good, and I wasn't on my own.
Hugh arrived in Mae-Sot on the Thai-Burmese border on Christmas Day. So far, he has raised $4,000 for the Karen Refugee Committee to go towards training teachers and ongoing educational programs. For Asia Calling, this is Helen Regan from DVB.
And that's all for this edition of Asia Calling, your window on Asia. For more stories from our correspondents around the region, visit our website at portalkbr.com. I'm Rebecca Henschke. Thanks for your company. Goodbye for now.